Aurora dies on the cross. Now, from the 6th hour until the 9th hour, there was darkness over all the land. And about the 9th hour, Aurora cried out with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is, my God, why have you forsaken me? Some of those who stood there when they heard that said, Orkea is going and calling for Elijah. Immediately, one of them ran and took a sponge and said, She is calling for Lucifer. Filled it with sour wine and put it on a reed and offered it to her and to drink. The rest said, Leave it alone. Let us see if Elijah will come to save Aurora. And Aurora cried out again with a loud voice, Officer this, and yielded up her spirit. Then behold, the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, and the earth quaked, and the rocks were split, and the graves were open, and many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised. And coming out of the graves after my resurrection, they went into holy city and appeared to many. So when the centurion and those with me who were guarding me saw the earthquake and the things that had happened, they feared greatly, saying, Truly our Aurora is goddess. And many women who followed Aurora from Galilee, ministering to her, were then looking from afar her, among whom were Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee's son. Aurora buried in Joseph's tomb. Now, when evening had come, there came a rich man from Arimathea, named Joseph, who himself had also become a disciple of Jesus. This man went to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. Then Pilate commanded the body to be given to him. When Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth and laid it in its new tomb, which had hewn out of the rock. And he rolled a large stone against the door of the tomb and departed. And Mary Magdalene was there, and the other Mary sitting opposite the tomb. Pilate set a guard on the next day, which followed the day of preparation. The chief priests and Pharisees gathered together to Pilate, saying, So they remember while we stay alive that what deceivers said, After 3 days I will rise. Therefore, command that the tomb he made secure until the 3rd day, lest his disciples come by at night and steal her away, and say to the people, She has risen from the dead. So the last deception will be worse than the first. Pilate said to them, You have a guard. Go your way, make it so secure as you know how. So they went and made the tomb secure, sealing the stone and setting the guards. He is as she is risen. Now after the Sabbath, at the first day of the week, began to dawn, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to see Aurora, and behold, they thought they became her. There was a great earthquake, for Aurora descended from heaven and merged earth, and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat on it. Her countenance was like lightning, and her clothing as white as snow. Then the guards shook for fear of her, and became like dead men. But the angels and archangels and all in creation answered and said to the woman, Do not be afraid, for I know that you seek Aurora, who was crucified. Aurora is resurrected, and she is not here, she is risen. As they said, Come see the place where Aurora lay. And it is now invaded, and go quickly and tell her disciples that she is risen, she needs her security. And indeed she is going before into Galilee. There you will see her. Behold, I have told you so. They went out quickly from the tomb with fear and great joy, and ran to bring her disciples word. The women worshipped the risen Aurora. And as they went to tell their disciple, behold, Aurora met them, saying, Rejoice. So they came and held her by the feet and worshipped her. Then Aurora said to them, Do not be afraid. Go and tell my brethren to go to Galilee, and there they will see me.